John Rooney from the Cardinals now. Yeah, he does the play-by-play. He just got an award for announcer of the whatever. Yeah, he's very good. He used to live in Naperville. Him and Ed Farmer.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know whatever happened to Ed.
What year was that?
Oh, 89 maybe?
Wow, back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
90.
Yeah. Okay. We have enough people. Okay. Everybody, it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to call us to order. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Denise, would you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Sandy, let me turn on your mic. Up, got a glare this morning. And if you could start with the roll call when you have a chance there.
Revis,
Here.
Balich, Freeman, Hickey, Oxley,
Oh, yes. Well, you started and then you interrupted.
I know, she was walking behind me,
I don't want to interrupt you.
Oxley, and Winfrey. Trinier,
Present.
we have a quorum.
Sandy, I was just looking at our agenda. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Losing my mind for a minute. I couldn't find public comments.
Oh,
First thing up, we have approval of the minutes from the December 2nd committee meeting. Motion to Oxley, second Hickey. Roll call,
Oxley and
please.
Hickey, okay. Revis,
Yes.
Balich,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Oxley,
Yes.
Winfrey, Trinier,
Yes.
motion passes.
Next up is public comment, and I've been informed by our vice chair, we have someone here from the state police office that might want to speak. But if not, anybody else want to get in line? Public comment, public comment, public comment.
If you want.
It's your
Your choice.
turn.
I'm Emily Sandberg. I'm the Master Sergeant with the Illinois State Police and the license plate reader camera coordinator for the whole entire state. So I figured I was going to be on number 4, not first, but that's fine. So basically, I'm just here to answer any questions in regards to the intergovernmental agreement that we are presiding with Will County. I can give you information on what we're doing, but basically, we've already installed cameras throughout Illinois. We have 757 throughout Illinois and already 18 in Will County. This one's a little different because on I-55 and Weber Road, half of it is owned by IDOT and the top half is owned by Will County. So we put our cameras on your parapet wall there and we need a permit from Will County to approve that. However, first, we have to have an intergovernmental agreement first, and then hopefully we'll get a permit. We already have an IDOT permit as well.
I do have a question. We have 102 counties in Illinois.
Mhm.
How many counties have cameras?
21. They were all legislatively named.
Okay, interesting. Yes, you can ask now. I mean, either way, she's here, so you have something. I know member Hickey.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, so I want to preface this by saying I'm a big fan of having them for amber alerts and silver alerts and finding people who've done things wrong. But I'm really concerned about the data. I read some in the IGA, some things that concern me, and I just want to find out, does out of state include the feds, or is out of state just other law enforcement, state level law enforcement agencies?
It's county, state, local. Right now, we're not sharing unless it's like ATF or DEA. We're not sharing with Homeland Security at this time, or any of those.
You're not, but in the standard IGA with Block, it says that Flock is able to share information, at least what I got from their website says that they're able to share if they have a good faith reason to do so.
So there's a little difference in regards to LPR cameras. Illinois State Police owns all Motorola cameras, and we
Uh-huh.
fall under the Vehicle Manager Data Program.
Okay,
We have access to Flock data. However, we do not own any cameras or information that would be shared with any other agency via Flock. We just have vigilant cameras is what we kind of call them.
okay. So then does Motorola have the same kind of agreement that they can share with whomever they?
I didn't bring a copy of our IGA or our MOU that we have that we share on our site. So Vehicle Manager, we have our own memorandum of understanding for each agency that we do share with.
Mhm.
We have specifically listed the Trust Act in regards to not sharing information regarding civil violations or the women's right and protective health reasons.
Right, and that's covered under the Lawful Healthcare Activity Act. So I read that, I'm pretty comfortable with that. Does the Trust Act go into the immigration issues? Because from what I understand, it says based on the person's immigration status, that you can't be targeted for that.
Correct.
But my understanding is that our federal agencies are using different criteria in order to determine who they detain. And so I just wondered if they said, anybody who has a Mexican flag sticker on their car, we're going to, I mean, can they change the goalposts like that?
Not for us, no.
Okay.
It's stated in our MOU that you have to use it for law enforcement purposes only, and you have to have a case number and a reasoning of why you're running that plate, and it's all got to be legitimate under our policy as well as that MOU.
That's the written declaration that you talk about in the IGA?
We have our own ISP policy, we have our own MOU with Vehicle Manager, and then now we will have, an IGA with Will County stating how we're using the cameras.
Okay, two more quick ones, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
How many cameras are we talking about putting in?
Right now at Weber Road, it's just 6, 3
6.
northbound, 3 southbound.
It's a
Okay.
big intersection.
All right, and it's on Weber.
Yeah, I-55 and Weber.
All right, all right.
Yeah, we have a
Perfect, thank you
diverging-
very much. I appreciate it. Can I get your card though before you
Sure,
leave so that I
sure.
can ask you some more? All right,
Sure.
thanks.
And Mr. Oxley,
Yes, are these cameras for speeding violations?
No, no
Like-
petty offenses. Mostly we use them for forcible felonies. So things along the lines of aggravated vehicular hijackings, homicides, shootings, kidnapping. Now, the governor raised it to human trafficking and that type of, those types of violations.
All right, thank you.
Member Balich.
Yeah, I like the idea of the premise that you're going to have cameras to save everybody's lives,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
But you got to realize that the government, that's whoever's the data, has access to it.
We own our own data.
Well, whether you do or not, what if happens if our employees decide that they want to go from point A for lunch in Will County to point B and their bosses don't want them to go that far out? And the flock cameras pick them up and our county uses it against our employees because I've heard stories, there's stories, because I haven't got facts to back it up, that some of these cities use the flock cameras, the data from them to track their employees. I don't like that. I don't want the government to track me when I come here and I leave here. So they know what route, I travel different routes all the time on purpose. Because I don't want the government to know where I'm at and how I go places. 'Cause somebody might want to shoot me, right? So I don't trust any of those cameras. To me, that's an invasion on my privacy. And it also could be very damaging to people. Yeah, I'd like to have all the illegals that have been here rounded up with flock cameras. But I'd still say no, because it's not going to be good for the rest of the people. And you're talking about criminals?
Mhm.
Just think about this. I'm not even a criminal. If I wanted to go rob a bank, I would go steal the plates off some parked car, put it on a car I stole, go rob the bank, go around the corner and get in another car and leave. I'd have a getaway car waiting for me. So what's the flock camera going to do? all these stupid cameras are is an intrusion on privacy, and they're not really that effective for a real criminal.
Member Ballots, do you have a question?
My question is, why the hell are we even talking about it? I'm gonna be voting no on this stuff.
Okay.
But why are we talking about this when there's so many negative things? The only thing that's good is, well, we're gonna save everybody's life because after they kill somebody, we're gonna catch them. That's what the whole premise of this is. And the fact is, they won't get caught from that because unless the guy's an idiot.
Well, they have caught people because of the flock cameras. I do know that, but she's not here to talk about.
I know,
flock
she's
cameras.
bringing it up and it's gonna be going to the full board for a
It
vote.
is, it
And I
is.
want everyone to realize when they're voting on this, it's not just what, hey, we're gonna protect you. It's not. It's gonna be, we're gonna infringe on your personal rights. So if you want the government to know where you are every time you get in your car and drive away, God bless you, then vote for it.
Thank you, Mr. Ballots. Member Revis.
Thank you. I know this is a very tough one because you see like we have one very reasonable Democrat member and one very reasonable.
No, you
Talk
do
about
not need to
majority.
talk about people or,
Okay, thank you. And member Balich, who, also is reasonable, and they're two sides of the same issue. And they're coming at it from different ways with the same reasonable concern, which is there might be a chance for abuse with something like this. So, I'm conflicted on the license plate cameras as well as the flock cameras because of the concerns voiced by both member Hickey and member Balich, but I'll vote to advance this to the full board and look forward to some other members because we do have other members that aren't in this committee that are against the flock cameras as well. So we'll see how that goes, but that's my thoughts on this. Thank you.
all right, I just want to remind everybody, we don't characterize each other. That's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about policies. That's what we're here for. Member Hickey, did you have further questions?
Just a couple quick ones. When it says this is binding and I don't know, it means to take effect. I looked it up, but does that mean it's in perpetuity once we sign this IGA?
It would be in effect until one of us terminated the IGA, yes.
Okay, and on our side, it looks like the only person who can do that is the chief engineer.
I would have to look it over.
That's what
and
it says
see.
in the paperwork. Are you the chief engineer?
Yes.
Okay. I know where you live, so. All right, thank you very much.
I appreciate your taking the questions. Now, I would love to see you get back to work
Okay.
rather than hang around for perhaps having to sit through several more rounds of different issues that have this many questions.
Can I make one more statement? in
Yes,
regards-
please.
So again, we are not involved with flock cameras and
you.
equipment, so I know a lot of people are concerned about that. Again, we deal with Motorola. We own our own data. We have to use it for law enforcement purposes, and it's in our policy, and we would discipline anybody who used it against that. So just letting you know that. And again, it's we've gone down 80% in our crime in just Illinois alone after the cameras have been installed since 2021. So just want to.
When you say you've gone down 80%.
We've reduced crime.
And can you make a connection between that and cameras? Because I can guarantee you, there's 79,000 people that live in Bolingbrook, just north of where you're going to put these cameras. After you install them, one person will know that they're there, me. Nobody else is going to know. Well, and Kelly, and who lives just north of there. I mean, it's not like this gets advertised on big bulletin boards or does it? Do you
It
put up a
has.
sign?
We do not. I mean, we've had media press releases for them. We will not
No,
tell you.
we don't have
exactly
any
where they are.
newspapers, so don't get confused about a newspaper.
Well, no, in press releases and actual TV, our former lieutenant colonel was on TV promoting them
I've
originally.
never seen it,
Okay,
and I do
so-
watch TV.
Yeah, but violent crime has gone down 80%. I don't have the exact stats for everything,
Mhm.
but interstate shootings and things of that nature have all been reduced because of the cameras.
I could see the cameras having effect on catching criminals, but I can't see the correlation to reducing crime. But I mean, you can state your figures,
Okay,
and we appreciate it.
all right. Well, thank you very much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Does anyone have any old business moving forward? Okay, new business, number 1, 25-39, confirming award of contract to Homer Tree Service, Inc., led on December 17th, countywide tree removal, all county board districts. Motion Balich. second Winfrey. Um, previous? Previous Freeman, second Oxley. All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 2, conforming award of contract to deconstruction let on December 17th, Lorenzo Road, County Highway 80 over the BNSF Railway, County Board District 1.
Motion discussion.
Motion Revis, second Oxley, and discussion.
Jeff, this is a large project. I was wondering if you could just give a quick, 30-minute summary.
Sure, absolutely. And Happy New Year, everyone. Lorenzo Road has a grade crossing at the BNSF Railroad at grade right now. Due to work BNSF is doing on their sites in the area, they petitioned ICC, got funding to put in a grade separation to carry Lorenzo Road over BNSF because that is a extremely high volume, slow trains in that area going through there. So they got the funding. They are funding the entirety of this project. We have to build it because we're named in the ICC order and related to the grant, but they will reimburse us in total. The cost is there, roughly 18.8 million for the construction. There's a consultant that will be watching it, again, being paid for by BNSF, but a contract with us. There will be a temporary runaround so that traffic will remain open at all times. So that's the rundown.
Any other questions, you guys?
Is that temporary runaround along the frontage roads on 55 there? I was trying to understand and interpret the
No,
map a
it's
little bit.
basically just taking the existing crossing and moving it north 50, 100 feet. It's just bumping it out to the north.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
Is there a start and finish date on this, Jeff?
We haven't had a pre-construction meeting yet, but we will schedule that within the next month. So I would say spring. You
No,
should
I'm
see.
saying in the contract, is there a start date, completion date?
The start date will be whenever the contract is executed by the executive. The completion date is, Brian, do you recall? It's roughly a 2-year project, but there is a date in the contract.
Okay. And also that's a major route for evacuation from the
Nuclear?
nuclear plant also.
Correct. And that's why we're making sure there's a continuous operation, not a closure or a
Thank you.
round. November of 2027 is the completion.
That's pretty fast. I'm just curious on your thoughts. I know you can't read the minds of the people in these various commissions and positions, but the population out there isn't all that great. And then you look at a place like Plainfield and 126 and the grade crossing there and the many other grade crossings, at grade, where we have a higher concentration of residents. Why do you think this one got the attention? Is it because it's a truck route? Is it strictly the nuclear plant?
No, it's actually neither one of those. It's the BNSF, I mentioned they have a yard there and they're expanding it greatly. So when the trains come into that yard, they slow down incredibly and even stop. So you got those 2-mile trains closing that crossing for a significant amount of time. And
Okay,
again, as Member Oxley mentioned, that is an evacuation route.
right.
So to eliminate all those conflicts,
So it's a combination of
it's
things.
a combination.
Thank you very much. Anybody else have a question? No? Can I get a previous?
Previous rule.
Previous Oxley, second Ballich. All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 3, granting 2 accesses for ingress and egress for new businesses on Laraway Road, County Board District 2. Move Winfrey, second Freeman. Previous Oxley, second Hickey. All those in favor? Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 4, authorizing an intergovernmental agreement between the Illinois State Police and the County of Will for placement of license plate reading cameras located on county highways and in the County of Will. Motion Freeman, second Winfrey. I just want to remind everybody, these are not flock cameras and they're not under the same rules. Speaker Van Dyne, you're up.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. That was, and I apologize for missing that little presentation due to another meeting, but I guess my question is, I do know that we've had flock cameras from day one, and personally, I do appreciate the cameras themselves. However, I do not appreciate the way that Flock installs their cameras. I think the installation is very minimal at best. But with that being said, I believe this is a different company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Motorola.
what is the reason for going with a different company?
That's who the state of Illinois uses, Motorola. They're, yeah, it's totally with the state police. They don't use the flock cameras. They don't share the data like Flock does. This is their data. They hang on to it. And I think I've captured that pretty clearly. And I'm sorry, we jumped into the discussion in public comment.
So the state of Illinois is requesting this location on our
Mhm.
county highway?
Yep.
Okay,
It's at
all right.
River and 55. There'll be 6 cameras, 3 on the north, 3 on the south.
Very good. Thank you.
Member Hickey. Oh, sorry.
Thank you. There is a concern. I was looking at some information on the ACLU website, and it is about the idea of non-hit license plates and how long that data is stored. And if you look in the IGA, it says 120 days, but ISP does 90 where they purge theirs. And I'm just wondering if we could ask for example, other states do like a 3-minute purge on non-hit license plates. So if they're not looking for it, because these are constantly reading
Mhm.
and they can tell where you are in real time,
Okay.
which is the benefit and the intrusion to some extent. So, I just worry about the Fourth Amendment kind of ramifications here. I know that we do have a Driver Privacy Protection Act. I read through that. It really didn't give me a lot of certainty on how to, maybe that's my interpretation of it. But again, I think these are great for Amber Alerts. I think they're great for Silver Alerts when we're looking for seniors. I appreciate the Mints tool that they are in catching people. I believe that 7 murders in Joliet were solved because of them. So I just need to know more about that IGA between Motorola and Illinois State Police in order to understand how to move forward.
Let me ask, I don't know this, but like you said, it's for 90 days, I believe you read. I appreciate you digging into this to this degree. I would imagine most of us aren't as interested, but yet once you bring it up, we are interested. That's very clear from the number of comments. Can we reduce that? Do we have the right to modify any sort of governmental agreement? I would think we do.
Did the attorneys review this?
Mr. State's Attorney? I think you're up.
We're not the attorneys here, Doctor.
I play one on TV.
Pardon me?
I play one on TV.
You do good.
Go ahead, Dan.
Hi. I reviewed the agreement, yes. And it passes muster from a legal perspective. In terms of switching the agreement, well, that would be because it's an agreement, the state police would have to agree to that. I don't know. My guess is, and it's a strict guess because I haven't talked to the state police about this, but my guess is that's a system-wide thing they do, and it's
It would be difficult to.
it would be
put a different
extremely
timing.
difficult, maybe impossible, but that would be something for them to agree to or not. It wouldn't be it's not a legal issue as much as it is a county board requirement that in order to sign the agreement, if that's what the county board wanted to do.
So if we want to reduce the timeline, then it's back to negotiation with them.
Yes.
To see if it's even possible because of how their
Well, it could
system
be.
is set up.
I mean, it's an
You would
agreement
think
between
so.
us and them, not just them. It's not a one-sided agreement.
Right.
Okay, all right, well, we have that question answered. Do we have another question, Member Revis?
Yeah, I guess a comment since this is discussion, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so I think Member Hickey is making really good points. And this is the type of work that should be done in committee as opposed to going to the full board if we're not prepared. So I'm not trying to cause any problems with the intergovernmental agreement, but if this is something that, from Steve Balich to Kelly Hickey is interested in, maybe this is the time we work on it. I don't know, but I don't mean this to be disrespectful to the taxpayer or anything, but I don't care enough outside of what you guys want. So I'm willing to follow your lead if you guys want to keep talking about this, but I mean, I don't want to
Well,
make it more
that would-
difficult.
That would require a motion. Member Balich? Oh, sorry, Member Williams.
Well, can't we just ask the state police if they can do it?
I think we can, but I think we also may be putting ourselves in a time crunch if we don't table it for a minute. She's still here. She didn't go anywhere. You can come on up.
As far as the
Member
time
Russ?
crunch,
Mhm.
I want to make an educated decision, and these are good points that they brought up.
That's what I'm saying.
I
We
don't
might
care.
wanna Postpone.
Oh, yes. I don't care if we approve it today or next month.
Mm.
It's the time crunch is so we all understand it and we can take it to full board.
Yep, that's exactly what I was referring to. I don't want us to rush and not get a good answer. Yes.
So per statute, legislation has named us to do the 120. We chose to do 90-day deletion for our specific data for detections.
How do you
Right,
get
but-
to change that if the state specifically says 120? Do they say up to 120? Is that,
Yeah,
so that's why you can do 90,
correct.
which means you could also do 60 or 30 or 20
It
minutes.
would have to be whole system wide and an agreement upon everybody, agreement upon legislation, really. That's who named it, so.
Just, okay.
Ed Member Hickey.
So, one of the issues is it says it shall be, deleted within 120 days. You're saying 90 unless relevant to pending investigation. So that makes sense to me. But when we're talking about cars that have not been targeted as of interest to any kind of investigation, those are held for the same 90 days, correct? Okay, that's where I have a problem because that seems to be, I'm not a constitutional attorney, but it seems to be an unreasonable search, and I'm surprised in my agreement with some folks on this committee, but I'm pleased for it because I think we need to look at this from every direction.
So there's also the law enforcement side of it where I come from. And we may not get a call for a specific incident or crime within 3 minutes. I mean, that's very unlikely most of the time unless you witness a crash. And even then it's got to funnel through phone ways. So we need the 90 days to check out maybe who was traveling with a known offender or an offender and we didn't know about it. The witness came about it a week later. There's all these different time constraints that you may not see or understand, but on our side, we get delayed reporting all the time.
Okay. I know we're not talking about Flock, we're talking about Motorola, and they are the only competitor that does this work, is my understanding.
No.
No, that's not true?
There's
Okay,
quite
maybe
a
they're
few
just
of
the
them.
largest, okay. Because Flock is an $8 billion company out of Georgia that's privately owned, and they've just recently purchased a drone company, and they're also coming out with a new product called Nova, which can immediately search people's internet footprint and their social media footprint. So those are things that I'm just saying, while I think that these are great things that we're looking at, I think that there is the potential for mission creep when we don't have the exact terms of the policy. And so that we are not retaining information on people who aren't of such interest that you do know that you are trying to find them.
Again, for me to search you, I would have to have a law enforcement purpose to put you in the system and actually it wouldn't be you.
But
it'd be
not a
your
warrant.
plate. What's that?
But not a warrant, correct?
I mean, a warrant, that's gonna go through Leeds and NCIC, which would run through our system anyway, and we could get an alert that you have a warrant on that vehicle. The registered owner may have a warrant, but that's part of our felonies that we're looking for, and that's a law enforcement purpose for me to pull you over. I can run your plate and get a notification on my Leeds access to say you've got a possible warrant, but then I've got to go and talk to you and find out if you're even the person, correct?
Right.
So the cameras on the public roadways are doing basically the same thing, just faster than us. They're reading the plate. If I work in that area and I'm looking for somebody who's got a warrant or missing or something along those lines, I'm going to get notification that that plate went through that camera in that location to let me know so I can go find them, help them, arrest them, whatever the case may
Okay,
be.
but the threshold there seems to be that if we're out in the wild and you're looking for someone who has a warrant, you don't ask everyone who walks past you to say, hey, I don't have a warrant and here's how I can prove it. So that's where there's just some concerns there
Okay.
with holding on to that data for the non-hit license plates. And I believe that there's a reason that other states have adopted some of this language on those.
Legislation.
Yeah, so.
Member Balich?
I'd like to make a motion to table this thing for another month so that because it seems to me that there's people in general that have concerns about this. And I'd like to point out something else too. You know, you have a phone call, you have a phone in your pocket and the government can track you on your phone. They know where you're at every second of the day if they want to track you.
Yeah.
And then even if you
I-
turn your phone off,
Okay,
it's the
we
same
got
thing.
your motion.
But
Is
the
there a
motion that
second?
pays-
Second by member Oxley. Discussion?
It seems like Kelly has a lot
Hold
of
on,
unanswered
hold on.
questions.
Go ahead.
She has a lot of unanswered questions. It's not hurting anything to table it.
Yeah.
Let's get fully comprehend what we're doing here and move forward.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I just want to say that I will contact you outside because I do have some of these things that I just want to get nailed down so that we can move forward with this as soon as possible, because I realize we are talking about safety issues here. So I do want to keep that in mind as well.
Member Revis?
And I just wanted to say that we do have the legislative committee. Member Winfrey is now the chairwoman of that, I believe, right? Okay, so, I mean, that's something that maybe we could get on a legislative agenda and talk about. I mean, if we're one of 21 counties, you said, that are chosen, we're pretty influential. We're the 99th biggest county in the entire country. So I think that they might listen to what we have to say if this is a reasonable concern brought forward in such a reasonable manner. So thank you.
You?
Okay, got a motion and a second.
You don't want to do previous, we don't have a clean roll.
I guess not. Do we want to do a roll call? Roll call, Sandy?
Revis?
Yes to table.
Postpone for 1 month.
Oh, postpone.
That's okay. I just want to be clear. It's to postpone for 1 month.
It's gonna be postponed, not tabled?
It's tabled and postponed till next meeting.
Yeah.
Postpone.
Okay, just want to make sure. Ballich,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Oxley,
Yes.
Winfrey,
Yes.
Trinier,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. Number 5, appropriating transportation funds for the acquisition of necessary right-of-way by agreement or condemnation or other right-of-way costs associated with the improvements for the Francis Road and Marley Road, Section 23, blah, 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 County Board District 2, 4, and 5.
In the minutes.
Second by Hickey, previous by Balich. No, we're good. Previous, yeah, second by Balich, previous roll by Freeman. I need any second. Second by Winfrey. All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 6, authorizing approval of professional services agreement for engineering services for the 2026 Will County Bridge inspections with Willett Hoffman and Associates, County Board Districts 1 through 11.
Motion Revis, then I have a 10-second question.
Motion Revis, second Freeman. Go ahead with your question.
10-second question. Was there a schedule in there or did I misinterpret that? Or was it just a list of all of them? Or is that list also the schedule in which that they're going to be inspected?
There's no schedule of the timing of when they will be inspected other than through the year. That list is of what bridges will be inspected.
So, and it's not up to us to micromanage which ones and when. I was just curious if there was like a time frame. So thanks for your answer.
I'm going to guess they do it when it's warm out. Can I get a previous Winfrey, second Hickey? All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 7, authorizing approval of professional services agreement for design engineering services Phase 2 with HDR Inc. for Mills Road from US Route 52 to Briggs Street, Section 22 dash blah, 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 County Board District 6.
Second, Hickey.
Motion by Winfrey, second by Hickey, previous by Balich, and second by Freeman. All those in favor? Those opposed? Say- Motion carries. Number 8, authorizing the Will County State's Attorney's Office to proceed with condemnation cases regarding the county's improvements of Francis Road and Marley Road, Section 23, blah, blah, blah. County Board Districts 2, 4, and 5. Motion by Winfrey, second by Oxley, previous by Freeman, second by Balich. All those in favor? And those opposed? Motion carries. And now we're on to other new business. Does anybody have anything else? No? Okay. Jeff, take it away.
All right, these items will take me a little time to walk through, but bear with us. The first item, if Tim will bring up that chart, this is what I provide to the committee every January roughly. It's a mid-year snapshot of our transportation improvement program. You know, the tip has, 50, 60 pages, great amount of detail of all of our projects. Bring that to you in June. But in January, we just give you a snapshot of the status of the construction of those projects. So you can see if they've moved around a little bit more, or just a snapshot of what the money is related to those projects. You can see they're grouped by year. What year they're going to go to construction is how they're grouped in the tip. And then it also shows if we're still kind of on track or not. So it gives a lot of information about these projects. If any of them interest you, you want to know more, you can find me, email me, ask questions, or at the bottom of the chart, there's a website there that actually takes you to the websites of the individual projects. So you might be able to get the information you want there. So if you ever need to point someone to find information on any of the projects, that's the website they can go to and get information there. Otherwise, as always, we're always an email or a phone call away. And then at the bottom is a summary of the federal funding we've applied for on a lot of these projects, and in bold is where we've been successful. So you'll see like the 27 million for Gallagher over CN that we got, a year or so ago. Weber Road recently got a $750,000 earmark. Gallagher has 8 million recently awarded to it. So stuff like that. If you ever need any more information, again, just let me know. But this is just a snapshot in there. So, Chair?
Jeff, I keep hearing in the news about various federal funds that have been frozen and they're not coming here. Is that affecting any of our road projects?
They are not.
Okay, thank you. Member Oxley, you have a question?
Jeff, on the 143rd Street, that needs to be corrected because it's got State Street to Bell Road. It should read from Parker Road to Bell Road, eliminate State Street because that's been taken off.
Actually, the bottom one down there that you're seeing right there on the screen, that's MYB, if you see in the middle, multi-year B. So that is not in the program. We took that out based on the resolution we passed a few months ago. If
Okay.
you scroll up on the first page, I think it's right in the middle.
Okay.
So there you see State Street to Bell. So that's where that one's at.
Actually, Parker Road has never been Cream Road. Cream Road's about 8
Well,
miles to the
Yeah,
west.
what I meant by that, good question, is that the former limit was Cream Road. So in the previous version I gave you of this, it said Cream Road to Bell.
Okay,
So that's why it says that. Next year, I'll remove
fine.
that.
as long as we're on the same page.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, go ahead.
All right. That was an easy one, easy-ish. So future projects, if you can bring that up for us, Tim. Each year, we check our long-range plan and various other documents to see what projects we need to be starting. So we do this kind of on an annual basis and on rolling if things come up. So one project out of the 2050 plan that came forward that we reviewed and makes sense is Bluff Road. On that map there, you see yellow. Stay up there, Tim, a second. You're too quick for me. Bluff Road itself is County Highway 77, roughly 1 mile between Route 6 and I-55. You see it right there in the village of Shanahan. So if you want to scroll down to the next one, this is just an aerial that shows the land use around it. We've got a golf course, a quarry, and then the residential subdivision on the north side with some single-family homes. So the Transportation Improvement Program calls for this road to be reconstructed. It does not call for this to be a multi-lane facility because the traffic volumes are not there. It's just due to pavement life. It was built around 67. It doesn't meet the current standards for widths, that kind of thing. So that's why it's being called out for reconstruction, 1 lane in each direction with, possible turn lanes in the middle. So that's why we're looking at it. If we move on to the next one. Yep.
Will that be reconstructed from Route 6 to 55 as a truck route or just as normal road?
It would not be our intention to designate it a truck route unless the county
Okay.
board wanted to do that. We will design it, of course, as we design all our roadways for 80,000 pounds per state law. So that it will handle it, but we're not designating it that, and nor does the village, to my knowledge, want that.
Mr. Oxley, you can't turn off your microphone and then keep talking. There you go.
I can and I did, but I shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Sorry.
Now, I will go ahead and mention that I did talk to the village of Shanahan regarding this potential project, the village administrator, and he talked to the mayor. They are in favor of the project. We did talk about some of the development they might have in the area to see if that might trigger something more extensive, and it's not believed that it will. Like warehouses in the area. The warehouses are focused on the east side. the village does not want anything on the west side. So I've talked to them about that. Reconstructing this roadway would allow for it be a curb and gutter section. It's open ditch right now. So it would be a curb and gutter, possible left turn lanes. It would allow for the pedestrian and streetlight facilities should the village want them. So we will be in coordination with them regarding that. On the next page, just so you understand the limits. On the left side is US Route 6 that IDOT improved several years ago, traffic signal, turn lanes in all directions. So in theory, we could stop where that 77 Bluff Road is and meet right into there and not get into the intersection, which would save us a great amount of hassle with IDOT. However, we will of course check the intersection to make sure that it doesn't need anything further. It's not believed it will, but it could. So on the next page is the other limit over by I-55. We currently end at the frontage road, west side there. There are curb and gutters already around the radius. So again, our thought would be to end there and not get into the interchange itself. So it could be a relatively simple project, still take several years to do and maybe 97 million in construction. So not an overly expensive project either, but it is something we would like to move forward. So with the committee's concurrence, we would go out and get a negotiated contract for the engineering and bring that back to you probably in a couple months. That's a brief summary. Is there questions on what we were looking to do?
Yeah, so on the side where there is a subdivision, and you mentioned you would be working with the village to talk about sidewalks, paths. I mean, I think it would benefit us if they were open to it, to go into that agreement. I think it's 50-50 on the costs. Would that be a part of the engineering automatically, that they would figure out the cost on that and if it's feasible? And
Yeah, we would design the engineering contract to assume those items would be in there. If
Okay.
we don't use them, we don't use them.
okay, very good. That's what I wanted to know. Yes, Member Freeman.
So I looked and I saw lots of empty spaces.
Maybe go
And
back up, Tim, to the,
I know that sometimes people put houses on empty spaces and then we have, oh no, we're going to expand a road. Have we thought of that as a possibility for the future so that we don't run into the issues of, oh no, you're going to build this road out?
yeah. Then I've had that discussion with the village too. And actually there is open space like the golf course. Should it ever redevelop? Yes, it could. Get a subdivision in there or something. Yeah, the quarry probably isn't going to do much as far as traffic volumes, but the existing traffic volume in 2023 is 5,800. So it is nowhere near a multi-lane facility. So even if those were to develop into other subdivisions, the golf course in particular, it would not bring a great amount of traffic that would warrant any additional through lanes. The turn lanes we would already be putting in there, so that would be taken care of. So yeah, we're aware of the potential for development, but it is not anticipated to be anywhere near warranting.
Okay, we
Multi-lane
say that
facility.
today.
I do. I think it's going to be in the minutes.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
But even the 2050 plan itself, which is looking out to 2050, did not project that being a multi-lane facility.
I just want to say that,
Go ahead.
that golf course is Heritage Bluffs.
It is.
It'll never redevelop. It's a very nice golf course and it's very popular in the community and a good way to raise revenue for the community. So anyway, just showing that out there. Yeah.
And if you
So
build,
with that, I'm assuming, I don't know, you necessarily have to take a vote or anything, but I'm looking for concurrence to move forward with this project
Yeah,
from the committee.
I don't see any issues. Is that the only one? I thought there was something else. Maybe it's just because it was on 2 slides.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's just letting us know. If you have a big objection, speak now or forever hold your peace.
That's right. All right. The next one,
It's his district.
bring that up.
No. Well, you better speak up.
All right, you got a couple page memo, so we'll get past that. Get to the pictures. Those always speak the more words, right? So here
That's
is Kankakee County Line Road down in the southeastern portion of our county. Scroll up a little bit more. So I've broken it down by the ovals there. You see in red is what Kankakee has jurisdiction of now between 50 and our Will Center Road, County Highway 10. Will County has everything to the east to the state line. So focusing on zone A there, there's 3 blue lines, which are waterways. So Kankakee is going to replace 2 of those structures in there. And they came to us letting us know, because by state law, we are bound to actually participate in the cost of those structures, even though they're not ours. So it's based on the equalized assessed value of the counties, which yay for us, we're 90% and they're 10%. So we're bigger, so we have a much bigger,
Burden.
share participation. So they wanted to let us know, which I appreciate that. But in doing that, the county engineer wanted to know and was requesting if we would take over jurisdiction of that segment once the road's complete. His idea is that it'd be more continuous for us to go all the way across there versus him coming up there. So there's definitely some value to that argument. So we talked about that, and he said if we were to do that, they would offer some change in the cost participation spread. I don't know what that would be, and we could work that out. So that,
you're saying on that third,
the one on the left.
but you're saying of the 3 waterways, they might not make us pay for the whole thing for the third one. that
Yeah,
we
they
would
wouldn't
be
hold us to the
responsible.
90%. We could change that to whatever we feel is fair.
Okay.
So that's an option. So in that discussion, we came up, well, okay, so if we take over that, sometimes the county is concerned about adding mileage to our county highway system. To the right is Zone C, which is Route 1 to State Line Road. Why doesn't Kankakee County do a swap and they take that and we take the other one? So that was an idea. They were not opposed to that. So that would be an option. As I said in the memo, we have actually improved that whole segment east of Route 1 significantly in the last couple of years. It will last a great long time. So there shouldn't be anything needed to be done there.
Who has the part west of their section? Because that road keeps going.
West of Route 50,
Yes.
that is a township road, and it does have a weight limit on it,
All the way across
all the way to
to wherever it
45.
ends. Yeah, 45.
I'm not sure about west of Route 45, but to there at least it is a township road.
Okay.
So options based on that analysis is we could swap roads or just keep the roads because we have admittedly, we have the more resources to take care of the roadways. So maybe it's still in our interest to take care of it. But then we have to look at the big picture as well. So stepping back even further to address that middle section there is Zone B. The 2050 plan did call out that this corridor actually does need to be reconstructed because it's narrow lanes, narrow shoulders, and we have seen a significant amount of truck traffic increase in that area. Board member Judy Ogala is very aware of that. There she is. So we've had some small discussion on this, Judy and I have, regarding this corridor as to whether her thoughts on it or in general. So from the 2050, as I said, it calls to this to be reconstructed. And I just did want to point out, while the traffic volumes are not high, they're even less than Bluff. I think I put in the memo 3,400 vehicles per day. So not significant at all. However, they are 13% trucks. People are now using that route to get across the county in the southern end.
Yeah, I have family out there.
And
I
it's-
think they're on the top.
I've driven that many times going to Indiana myself, and the truck traffic is a little unnerving going through there because of the narrow roads and whatnot. So we could go ahead and proceed with the project to go ahead and reconstruct that corridor. Again, it would not be a multi-lane facility. It would be a 1 lane each direction, just bringing it up to the standard. So we could encapsulate all of these improvements to start laying that out and taking care of it over the next 10 years. So
Is that in our plan currently?
it is not. No, because it just came up on the 2050 just last year. So it's new. And when finding out that they're going to redo the structures over there, I'm like, okay, well, if there's any chance of those structures being ours, I'm going to want them to be done to our standard. Not to say Kankakee's doing anything substandard, but knowing what we're experiencing, we want to make sure they're wide enough and heavy enough to what we're going to be seeing. So there's even consideration that we take the lead on all of it, just do it the way we want to do it ourselves and make sure we get it done. So those are a lot of pieces there for us to consider. So I'm just looking for direction from the committee is, number one, do we want to entertain the JT? Do we want to entertain moving forward with the corridor project in general? And work more with Kankakee on what those shares might be. So I'm I'm looking for direction on what you want to do here. Any
Member
thoughts on that?
Freeman?
I'm curious to take over that, was it 4.5 miles? What would the cost of that be?
I
Do we
don't know
have
the
a rough
cost
guess?
exactly, but it'd be very similar to the east side. You're talking adding 4 more miles. I mean, we already have our facilities up to the north in Moniz, so we drive that route already. It does just mean it would take us, a little longer to get through there. So we're already out there on that route in that area for snowplow operations and mowing, whatnot.
And the waterways that you talked about, I'm assuming there's bridges?
There are, and he estimated the replacement of those structures in total to being $2.3 million.
For all three?
Well,
Or each?
the middle one, there's not really a structure there, nothing they're addressing. It's some kind of culvert size. He's addressing the 2 outside ones.
And that's the 2
2.3 million
each or to
total.
It is total.
And obviously. they
That's
need
his
to
very
replace-
high level estimate. Personally, I think it might end up being a little higher
Little
than
bit
that. but
higher. Mhm.
Because we did reconstruct actually on our end in Zone C within the last 3 or 4 years, and that was probably $1.2 million structure itself. So it's within reason.
So did I hear you say correctly that you had proposed maybe a swap? So we take this section over here and they take zone C?
Yes, that is one option. Is to swap zones A and C.
After they rebuild A.
Well, they wouldn't rebuild the roadway. They're just looking at the bridges.
Oh, just the bridges.
If we were to get involved in it, I would say we go from 50 to Route 1 because that would be our corridor. And, the 2050 is already recommending our section to be reconstructed. So that one is, our section alone was built 97 years ago. So can't handle those trucks that are on there. So I would definitely assume Zone A is of the same case. Now, one thing to note is that at the intersection of Route 50, it's an IDOT intersection. They recently put a four-way stop there, and they're going to do an improvement at that intersection in the future. I believe it's signals. I don't know the timing.
So just one last question to interrupt. Snowplows, so they're coming down the road and they just have to stop?
Yep. They lift their
So-
plow.
Well, they don't stop. They'll continue on, but lift the plow. Yes, if it's not our road, unless there's something dramatic in the way there. That's
So
Administrator Cairns is here, and he can address how we plow that area. But yeah, we don't stop and turn around on a dime. We do have to continue down the road and turn around or go to a different
you
route.
just
So
lift the plow. so
Yeah,
you
they
can
lift the plow.
yes,
Because it would make, for snowplows, it would make sense to be able to just make a straight path, but that's just my thinking. Thank you.
Okay, Member Oxley, I think you were next.
Jeff, on the snow plowing, I assume you have an agreement with them that you guys, we'll go to here, you guys go there and vice
Right-
versa in different
right
areas.
now we stop on the blue lines are ours. Route 58, you see where the blue and the
Mhm.
red meet, those ovals, and Route 10, County Highway Will Center Road. Those are our county highways, so our trucks just make that turn.
Sure.
So, there's no agreement. It's just that's what's done.
Yeah.
And then Route 70 is Drexler Road in the red zone to the left.
Mhm.
That is our county highway. So when we come straight down there, we do have to turn, I don't know,
Yeah,
John
you turn
Cairns,
around.
answer the question, come up here for a moment and I'll ask you a question. John Cairns is our maintenance administrator in charge of all maintenance snow plowing. So I just wanted him to comment what we do when we get down to the end of Route 70 on the south side. Do we go
Mr.
somewhere
Butt,
else?
please. I'm sorry.
You had it. You're good.
Okay. Good morning. So yeah, like he was saying, when we come down on Drexler at County Highway 70 and we turn onto County Line Road and stuff, it's just a turn, so they will keep plowing. Our guys will not pick up their plow in the middle of the roadway with snow in front of it and just because that's where we stop. They'll find a transition where they can stop, turn around, so it's not sitting in the middle of the roadway.
Oh, well, yeah, of course not.
Yeah.
So from snowplow operations, we could go straight across and not have to worry about any of that. And just to close, one other thought on Route 1 is that curved area. There's been a lot of accident issues there. IDOT has been studying that for a little while there, and they are going to continue to make an improvement there at that intersection. So if we were to reconstruct that corridor, we would not be looking at the intersections at the ends. Those should already be taken care of. So I guess, go ahead.
Go ahead, Member Revis.
My question was just in regards to the swap. I'm just by the sounds of it, I'm in favor of it because it doesn't you know, automatically put us at the default of having to acquiesce to Kankakee County. But what I would also say is that I think us getting involved in the construction of the bridges and a further build out is necessary, but I think you should keep like trying to negotiate with them to get more of their share like paid out. You know what I mean? I think that is in step with what your presentation was.
Yeah, I think in understanding where the committee wants us to go, I would continue those discussions. I wasn't going to bring it back in until I at least hear from you guys if we think it would be in our best interest to move forward with the entire quarter from 50 to 1 and start scheduling that in the future years to do something there and then be actively involved in those structures as they're being designed.
But
Matt?
us being actively involved doesn't mean we're automatically going to do like the 90-10 when you were talking about the cost sharing for that's in statute.
Well,
We
if
could
we're,
still negotiate.
if we're going to swap the roads, I don't know if that's so much on the table. That's up, you tell me. I mean, you're essentially giving one road and giving the other, so is it still? That would be pretty much a wash. The mileage is about the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much a wash. So maybe we're back at the 90-10. I can always talk about a different percentage if you guys want.
Well, I think we should, based on whatever we've done to the part that we're going to be giving them. If we're giving them something that needs no work, we want to make sure we get something that
That's a
needs
valid
no
point.
work.
We've spent quite a bit of money on that east side there and done a lot to where it will last whoever owns it a great amount of time. Because to the west, to the east, I'm sorry, at the state line is a weight limit. Trucks
Mhm.
should not be going down there. I'm not saying they don't do that, but they should not be going down. It's a 14-ton weight limit, I think, going into
Yeah, Route
Indiana.
1.
So trucks should not be going down there. It should not see the wear and tear. The other segment that we have does.
Okay. Member Winfrey.
I would be in favor, Jeff, of us taking the whole thing and working that into the plan. That way we can govern, excuse me, the condition of the road, how it's set up and the whole thing. I would support that.
Yeah,
And
I
it
would
sounded
too.
like you might be in favor of that.
Knowing the traffic that we're having down there and the complaints we have with trucks going through there, and they're not going to go away unless we install a weight limit, which wouldn't necessarily be the recommendation here either. We're going to have an issue down there. So if we can start planning to take care of it and we have the resources, we should do it.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I just want them to pitch in some money and maybe fix those two bridges first, if we're
Well,
going to
they-
take it.
Yeah, no matter what, we would make them involved in that. So I guess I'm hearing we could do the corridor between 50 and 1. I'm just not sure what we want to do with that existing zone C.
That's
Does the
correct.
committee have a consensus on what they want to do?
Member Winfrey and myself, I
You
think
wanna
both
keep
think we
it?
should just take the whole thing.
Or
Yeah,
keep the whole thing?
yeah,
Okay, so then we'll talk to them more about participation in those structures.
yep. Yeah, because go ahead.
Increase their participation money-wise,
Uh-huh.
and take the whole thing over and be done with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I think it's clearer for the residents who's in charge of the road if it's all just one entity. There's no, it's neater. It's less
Okay.
messy.
All right, well, I'll continue to have those discussions and you'll probably see either an IGA or you'll see the result in the next tip that comes out in June as to where we're heading. Or
Wonderful.
we'll keep you informed.
Thank you.
Right.
Do we have anything from the state's attorney's office? Member Balich?
Yeah, this is nothing to do with what you're talking about really, but I've been reading about different roads. And some of the roads, like not here necessarily, because I don't know what we do. They have a thing called a composite. Some of them put fly ash in the asphalt, and some of them put.
You know, I think that question's
What I'm
better
asking is, if
offline.
we
You can
don't
address
do
it
it-
with Jeff. It's
Well,
not on our
it's
agenda.
pertinent because of the cost.
But it's
It
not on our
Costs
agenda.
too much money to fortify the asphalt before it goes down, and that's why we don't do it. Or do we do it? I don't know.
Well, I'll just say that we use the mixed designs provided for by IDOT. They establish what mixes should be used and we use those. What
Thank you.
materials are in there are laid out in those mixed designs. So I'm confident that what IDOT has as far as mixes we use are very good materials. We've had no issues with them. Excellent.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Does anybody have any questions about the work reports? Okay. Any reports from you guys? Nope. I have no announcements or reports. I don't believe we have a need for executive session, but we do have Member Freeman.
It's really quick. I just know that on, was it December 29th, a nice storm ran through. And I just want to say kudos to the wonderful salting and plowing. It was great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Member Freeman. That's appreciated. They do an excellent job on the small little portions that I travel on. I have nothing else. Does somebody want to make a motion to adjourn? Motion by Oxley, second by Freeman. All in favor? Those opposed?
All right, thank you, everyone.